We're going to turn now to President Obama, back from his post-election trip to Asia and a little Thanksgiving break. Rearranging his cabinet now a top priority. Big shoes to fill in some powerful jobs. And ABC's Jake Tapper is here with more on that. Jake, top of the list, replacing Hillary Clinton at the State Department.
That's right, George. At the beginning of a new game of poker, at the beginning of a president's second term, one shuffles the deck, and President Obama faces some difficult decisions ahead of him.
Top priority, replacing two cabinet secretaries running for the doors in long-planned departures. Secretary of the Treasury Tim Geithner and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. A clear frontrunner is emerging to replace Secretary Clinton.
Let me say specifically about Susan Rice. She has done exemplary work.
U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Susan Rice has the inside track, though Senator John Kerry remains a viable candidate.
Based on the information that we have at present, is that in fact what this began as was a spontaneous, not a premeditated response to what had transpired in Cairo.
Republican senators have vowed a fight over Rice, assailing her erroneous remarks based on intelligence at the time, blaming the attack on the Benghazi compound on a demonstration over that anti-Muslim video run amok. President Obama suggests if they want a fight, they will get one.
But when they go after the UN ambassador, apparently because they think she's an easy target, then they've got a problem with me.
To replace Secretary Geithner at Treasury, White House Chief of Staff Jack Lew is thought to have the edge. The president likes him for his economic expertise and easygoing manner. He's competing with current Treasury officials, but there's also talk of a business CEO type, such as Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta is also planning on leaving. Former Pentagon official Michelle Flournoy would be the first woman Secretary of Defense, but Kerry may have the edge.
All right, this is part of America's new defense strategy to bore our enemies to death.
And George, one possible political drawback for picking Senator John Kerry, of course, is that it opens up the Massachusetts Senate seat, once thought to be a reliable Democratic seat, but the election of now former Senator Scott Brown in 2010 says that's not necessarily the case, George.
Right, he might run again. And Jake, on the fiscal cliff, you know, the senators I spoke to yesterday and this week were pretty optimistic about getting a deal, but the staff meeting all last week during that holiday didn't bridge many of the gaps.
No, all the reporting I have indicates that there really hasn't been any tangible progress made. Of course, nothing has dissolved yet. There has been no blow-ups, which is a good news. But as of now, they are still miles and miles apart, George.
Okay, Jake Tapper, thanks very much.